Inside federal prison, gangs control more than just turf. They control survival. But there's one gang that does it better. They are the soldiers of Aryan culture. Today we get to talk to one of their members who came up through the ranks, proving his honor and loyalty, eventually landing him in confinement at one of America's toughest prisons, USP Florence, or otherwise known as ADX. What's up, everybody? I'm Blessed and Free. Welcome back to another episode of DOC TV Unleashed. If you're tapping into this channel for the first time, we talk about prison. I've been to prison, he's been to prison, and we're going to talk about his whole story and what he went through in that experience. If you could, man, please hit that subscribe button and like these videos. It helps push them more than you know. Why don't you go ahead and just introduce yourself, tell them your name and where you're from.
Okay, my name is Mike Long. I'm from Morristown, Tennessee, small town next to Knoxville, Johnson City, around that area. Been incarcerated most of my life, man. I've got almost 20 years incarcerated. I'm 40 years old. Thought I'd come out and tell a little bit of my story. No way am I bragging or proud of it in any type of way. Just feel like somebody might be interested in my story.
No, I feel you, bro. That's why I tell my story. So how did your story go? Like when you grew up, did you have a regular childhood? Like what was that like?
Yeah, man. Actually, I was blessed, man. I come from a good family. My family owns a big farm and stuff in Tennessee, and I grew up on that farm. Had the best mother you could ask for. Like always there for me, like through the good and the bad. She's always gonna be there. My dad was there. They split up and stuff, but it was a good childhood. Like I just got into drugs and started running around with older dudes, and I guess had a complex and felt like I needed to always prove myself. So acting out and doing whatever you want to call it. That's how I started getting into trouble and drugs and stuff like that.
So when you started getting into trouble, did it scare you to get in trouble? The repercussions of what you were doing, like going to jail, did that ever cross your mind? No. Not at all. I felt like that was, I guess to say gangster, you know what I mean? It made me feel gangster. I feel like that's what everybody wanted to see. I felt like I fed off of that. I felt like I'm just trying to make a name for myself. And really, I felt like going to jail was really what I was looking for, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you need that to build a name for yourself and stuff. And I guess really I was looking for that. It was almost like when you got there, that was like, man, now I'm official, you know what I mean? But that's so crazy how we can get that twisted mindset.
It's a warped way of thinking, really, man.
So how did it go down? Like what sent you to prison, man?
I robbed a gas station in 2006. I robbed a gas station and they charged me with a Hobbs Act robbery and brandishing a firearm. The feds picked it up, sentenced me to 141 months for the robbery and the firearm. Then while I was in jail, I had took a police hostage and stuff and then escaped out of the jail and got away and stuff. And I wound up catching another 51 months for that. And I wound up with 192 months total.
When you got the first 100 and something months, was that the first time you'd been sentenced to prison and like did a stretch of time?
Prison time, yes, but I had previously been sentenced to a burglary charge. That was my first charge. It was a burglary charge for breaking in a motorcycle shop, trying to steal motorcycles. And I got 2 years and a day for that. So I did that in the county jail.
So when you already were arrested and you kidnapped the guard at the jail, like how did that go down? Like how did it get to that point?
I had all that time. I already been sentenced to 141 months. When you're young like that, 141 months feels like a life sentence. So you're going to do anything you can to get out of there. Like, no, I wasn't thinking about no type of repercussions if I hurt the dude or any of that. Like, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, really.
Can you walk us through how that went down?
Yeah, like, actually, I was in Greenville. Greenville houses feds up there. So I was in Greenville. I had been sentenced to 141 months. For some reason, they sent me back to my county jail, which is in Morristown, for an escapeist charge or something like that. And they put me in like what you call an annex there. It's like a dorm. It's a big dorm. Well, in that dorm, there's a door that goes outside. And then you can see it's like a two-way mirror. You can see in the control room to where the officer's at. So you can see what control panels open the doors and stuff. So and there they bring in ice to you. They'll, like if you knock on the door, they'll bring you a cooler of ice. So all we did, we just knocked on the door and had him bring a cooler of ice there. And when he brought the ice, we grabbed him, pulled him in there, took his radio, beat him up a little bit, and then went in that control room and opened the doors. And me and 6 other dudes got away.
Oh, so you guys? You got out?
Oh yeah, I got all the way away. Yeah,
damn.
I was out 24 hours.
Damn, bro, you got a movie, bro. You need to be talking to some directors or something, man. That's crazy. crazy. Yeah. So, all right. So you broke out. Then what was the plan? Did you make a plan for when you get out?
No, not at all, man. Once I got out, I escaped. I was like I was free, man. Like I hadn't even escaped, man. They called me 1 block away from the jail. Like I was at these people's house, and I don't even know these people really. I was just there with a buddy of mine, and I had popped up on the news, and the feds had a $5,000 reward out for me, and they had seen that on the news, and I was there, and they called and turned me in. So the feds come and got me and stuff there. It was a mess, man.
What was going through your head, man? Because you were already thinking you had life with 100-something months, and now you got this hanging over your head.
Man, I had no hope, man. Like I said, I'm gonna go in here and I'm just gonna go wide open, man. I'm not gonna have no rules. I ain't doing nothing. I'm just gonna go hard the whole time I'm in here.
How were you doing your time at that point? Like if you could just give the people a little bit of an idea of what kind of inmate you were at that time.
Just, man, wild. Like always trying to make a name for myself, like demanding to be respected, and just no worries, man. Just whatever, I'm gonna take it all the way there because I done got this much time. Like whatever I gotta do, fighting with the police and anything I gotta do, you know what I mean?
What was your total that you got sentenced to then after the escape and everything?
192 months.
And I'm assuming you're in a county jail and a federal holding tank?
At this time, after I did the escape, they sent me to a max place up there and housed me by myself and stuff in Washington County. It's up next to Johnson City and stuff. If anybody's familiar with that.
Is that a federal facility?
Yeah, they house feds and stuff there, but it's like a county jail, just people waiting to go to prison and stuff.
And then where did you go from there?
From there, my first prison was Lee County. I was there for 3 months going back to court and stuff, getting resentenced for the escape. And from there, they picked me up that night. I went to Atlanta, stayed in Atlanta just overnight. And from Atlanta, I went to Lee County. Lee County was my first place, which USP. The escape and stuff gave me so many points and stuff. There's no way I'm never going to see no type of medium security, nothing. I'm going to be in high the whole time. So, you really got nothing to lose. It's going to be full tilt the whole time.
And can you explain to the people, because some people don't know, USP Federal is the top of the top. It doesn't get any worse. You're going to go all the way to tilt I'm
going to do everything illegal in there. I'm going to make knives. I'm going to make liquor. Whatever I got to do. If I'm going to get in the assault, I'm going to push the knife.
Were you scared at all, man? Walking up to that USP?
Oh, yeah, extremely, man. Anybody says they ain't lying, man. Anybody, I've been in prison my whole life, and still when I go from prison to prison, getting shipped and stuff, you're always nervous going on at York because you don't ever know what's there waiting on you. At this time, I wasn't gang affiliated or nothing like that, and but I was still nervous. I'm a 19-year-old kid going in there.
So you're not affiliated. So how does that work? So you walked in unaffiliated, and then I'm assuming you got affiliated. But is that mandatory? Were you just working out with some homeboys that were affiliated, and they brought you home? That type shit?
No, actually, there was only one dude on that yard. It's my homie of mine named Mac. Good dude, man. And me and him had went and put work in together, and if you don't know what put work in, it is actually going and jumping on somebody or something. There was a sex offender there, and we went and jumped on the sex offender, and we were in the hole together, and I was just kicking it with him back there, and I was like, damn, what's it take to be sacked, man? And he's like, shit, I'll put you down. I've been sacked ever since,
And did your time change at that point?
Yeah, it's definitely different. You have to carry yourself different. There's so much politics to it, and always at war with people, and it's a lot, man. You're going to stay locked down most of your bid. I did 16 years. I did 100% of this 192-month sentence. I did it all. I was only on the yard 26 months out of that whole 16 years. The rest of the time I've been locked down.
What was the worst week you had in that whole 100-and-something months?
Probably losing my mother. My mother passed away.
Were you in the box at that point too?
Yeah. At that point I was in Talladega. They had a SMOO program down there, and I was in the SMOO program in Talladega.
What do you do? Because you're in a room by yourself. You have no one to talk to. You have no phone. There's nothing. How'd you get through that?
Working out, for real. Working out mentally saved me. Just working out all the time. I got into reading, and really that's your only options, is reading and working out.
Can you take us through what I know? When I was in and I got into the working out, I was doing some beast ass workouts. What were you doing in that moment?
Mainly burpees, man. I stayed on burpees, man. I was a beast with burpees. One of the top ones up there are Navy SEALs, burpees, Supermans, all that stuff. I do push-ups and squats and stuff like that, but mainly burpees, man. None make you feel like burpees.
How is the food when you're in the shoe, basically, in federal prison?
Back then, the food was good, man. Prison was good back then. 2006, 2007, prison was prison, and it was good. The food was good. They fed you plenty. But now that stuff's went downhill, man. Like, you're gonna starve in there pretty much. If you ain't got somebody helping you on the streets, you're gonna starve in there, man.
Did you have somebody that was riding with you through your bid?
Yeah, luckily I've been blessed with a good family. Like, I had my mom up to 2012, and then I've always had my dad and my brother and stuff through that prison sentence.
When you did your time, man, what do you think was the craziest thing that you saw?
Man, craziest thing I've seen a lot of crazy things, but probably I mean, always murders and stuff. Like, murders is always crazy. You know what I mean? I've seen a lot of murders and stuff, and but I was in the SMU. I didn't see it directly, but I was in the SMU with another guy that had gotten a fight with his cellie in the cell and stuff. And he wound up cutting the dude's ears off.
What the fuck? What do you do with the ears?
I don't know. I don't know what he did with the ears.
Flushed them, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I had never heard that one.
No, I was going to say, I think that guy wound up killing himself, I heard. He had a life sentence and stuff, and I think he wound up killing himself.
So you're affiliated. Can you say who you're affiliated with?
Yeah, I'm SAC, Soldiers of Aryan Culture.
So when you wake up in the morning, like, and you're at war with another set or gang.
My administration's on that. They're not usually going to put you with a rival person that you got issues with, you know what I mean? So that's usually not a big worry. But, like, if you're going from a spot to spot and you're going on another yard, then it's a worry, you know what I mean? Because you don't know who's on that yard. Maybe somebody's there that they're under the radar or anything like that. And you always got to be on point with something like that. They're trying to get you just like you're trying to get them.
And were you wilding out till your EOS date?
Till I went to ADX, yeah. The ADX really changed me and really gave me a different outlook on life.
Okay. Well, I really want to talk about that. So if for the people that are tuning in and don't know, you went to ADX Florence, basically the Rockies, right? Colorado?
Yes.
You're in the van. It's in the desert, basically, with some mountains around it, and you're pulling up. What is going through your head? Because I can't even imagine what that felt like.
I'm excited to be there. Like, I'm there. I'm not worried or nothing. I'm not in no type of threat or nothing right there because you're completely solitary confinement. So there's really nothing you ain't got to worry about. You know what you're going to get. And, like, really that's a hidden gem. Like, that's the best place to be for real. Like, if you're trying to go home, they're going to save you to go home there completely by yourself. You're in no politics. You got no worries. You got a TV in your cell. You got 90 something channels. You got the shower in your cell. Like, you just sitting there and you get on your program and, man, time's good there.
How long did you do at ADX?
I went there 2018 and I went home from there. I didn't go home from there, but because you can't go home from there where it's completely solitary confinement. They step you down the last 60 days to a USP, but I was there from 18 to 22.
Damn, man. So, all right, can you, like, so you're in your cell basically 24 hours a day. How's the administration there? Like, are they coming to your door or anything?
I mean, they do walkthroughs, like the warden, captain, you know, all of the liars group, we call them. They come through. They come through once a week and check on you. But there, the cops are real relaxed, man. Like, they know everybody's situation. Like, the respect level there is way higher. Like, between everybody there is a convict. There ain't nobody that ain't really there for nothing. The cops usually respect that, and they treat you with hella respect, man.
Yeah, there's some notorious people at that prison. Were you on a cell block with anybody that people would know of?
No, not really. Your higher profile dudes like the Unabomber, El Chapo, people like that, they're on what you call a SAMS unit there, and you don't never see them. They're completely solitary. Like Chapo or somebody like that goes to medical or whatever, they're gonna lock the whole prison down. Nobody's gonna see or be around him.
Yeah, because he's Houdini, man. Like, yeah, he's not.
Nail that one for sure. The range I was on was mostly white dudes. There was a couple other races stuff there, mostly just for people for killings, hitting staff and stuff like that, like stabbing the police or something like that. You're gonna go there.
Yeah, because when you hear about it, like on the news and other people talking about it, they are talking about like it's a clean version of hell, basically. You're saying that it isn't as bad as the media and everybody portrays it to be?
Oh, for me it wasn't though, but I was going home. I had an out date to look forward to and stuff. I could see it getting like that for a man that's in there 25 years or going to be doing a life sentence in there. Like, I could see it getting like that then. Because,
it had no effect on you though?
No, it saved me. It did me more better than it ever hurt me. I've never done nothing productive productive in my life. Like people to be like, oh, you're doing good and stuff like that. But once I got there, I was just like, man, I'm gonna get my GED, man. If I'm gonna be stuck in this cell, I got it on the TV, I'm gonna get my GED. So once I got my GED, I was like, dang, maybe I felt like I can never get my GED. So once I got my GED, I started feeling more like confident in myself. I was like, man, I can do other things. And I started taking programs and stuff there and just whatever they had to offer. And so for me, I got better out of it than I ever got worse.
So that was kind of the catalyst to get you to change then, it sounds like.
Yeah, it definitely was, because you got nothing to sit there and think about yourself. And like you got all these thoughts, you're in yourself, but completely isolated by yourself. You just think about yourself and where you're at in life. And I was just like, I've done all this time for what? For nothing, you know what I mean? Thinking I got all this hate for other races and everything else, and I just got to thinking, man, I don't really hate nobody but myself at this point, you know what I mean?
That's how I felt too.
Yeah, it's not a good thing, man. Like if I could ever encourage anybody, man, not to put yourself in that situation, it's not the place to be, man. But a lot of people gonna have to learn the hard way, just like we did, man. You know, and sometimes it takes some big sentences to beat it in your head.
So after you left ADX, where did you go after that?
I went to USP Macquarie, and I was there for 60 days, and I went the halfway house in Knoxville.
And you've been out how long?
I'm back right now. I'm in the halfway house right now. I'm back on a violation. I came back on a violation, but I made it out 2 years. I was out for 2 years doing real good, and I got myself not being mentally all the way there and just always paranoid. Like prison messed me up on that. I wound up getting myself in a situation, arguing with my girlfriend and stuff, and I wound up going back to jail for a year. But I'm back in the halfway house now, almost back out. June 4th, I'll be back on the street.
What do you think the hardest thing is, man, about getting out right now, the situation like you're in?
Really just getting on your feet, man, getting the things you need. Like it's hard when you're 40 years old and you ain't got nothing, you know, you ain't got no big transportation. Like I got a good girl that really looks out for me. Like that's my only blessing, you know. It's just hard when you barely got an ID. Like you got to make all this stuff happen, but I'm gonna make it happen. Last time I got out, everything just fell into place, man. Like it worked great, man. And there's so much work out there, like you gonna get a job. Like people's gonna need work all the time.
I mean, obviously you did a lot of time in prison. You were living like that in there, which is even harder time. You know what I mean? Do you have PTSD?
Yeah, I've been diagnosed with all that, PTSD, depression, like all kinds of stuff that they've diagnosed me with. But the mainest part is trust, man. Like it's such a different level, and you come out here trying to act righteous and stuff. Like people try to carry themselves in prison, and out here in the free world, you're not gonna do nothing but push people away with that. Like I pushed so many people in my life thinking that I need to still be the righteous dude, like in prison. Like, no, I don't do no lying. Like, I try not to lie or any of that stuff about small things. But out here in the free world, that's just the norm, you know what I mean? Yeah. So my girl was always trying to beat it in my head that that's the norm. Like, that's just life out here. And to me,
it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. That was the only struggles I really went through, really. Before, it's like tattoos and none of that. I never had no problems with none of that, man. People's more interested in it than to hate on you, for real. I hear in the free world now, people tell, and people's just like, they'll be still cool with them. Like, in prison. Yeah, it's weird, man.
I know, it's crazy. So, I mean, after all the time that you've done and now being out and everything, if you could talk to like your younger self when you were 18, 19, what do you think you would say or to anybody that is headed down that road?
My biggest thing was, man, don't get caught up in caring what people think about you, feeling like you owe everybody something. Like if they think this bad on you, like it's gonna hurt you in any type of way, like who cares, you know what I mean? Like, you just try to do better things in life, programs, anything you can learn, man. I got out and I was an electrician for 2 years. Like that was the best feeling I've ever felt in my life. To be working for money and living right, there's no better feeling than that.
That's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. All it takes. Yeah. So you're pretty tatted up, man. I'm assuming you got all that done in the feds?
I had like sleeves and stuff like that before I went in. I've been getting tattooed since I was real young. A buddy of mine's always on a tattoo shop, so I've been getting tattooed for years. But I got my head and face and all that done in the feds, yeah.
Yeah, you got some sick work done now. Is there anything else that you want to like touch on?
If anybody watches it and can get anything positive out of it, man, I'm just saying it ain't the way to go. This ain't no life to live. Like, stay positive, man. Just try to do you know what I mean? I'm in Chattanooga right now in the halfway house, so I'll be going back to Morristown in June, and then, man, I'm just gonna be on family time, man. I owe my girl a lot. Like, I was a bad dude in a relationship, like trust issues, jealousy, and all that stuff. I owe her a lot, man. She's looked out for me this whole time, and I'm just gonna continue to try to make things right with her and live a family life and stay out of the way, man.
That's what's up, man. Sounds sounds like you got a good plan.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you coming on and sharing your story, man. I know it's not easy talking about all the shit we fucked up in our life, you know?
Yeah, man, I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, no doubt. If you're new and you're tuning in for the first time, this is the kind of content I cover on this channel. So if you could, man, please hit that subscribe button and turn your post notifications on so every time I do drop content, you can hear it first. And with that, this is DOC TV Unleashed, and we're out.